Hello, everybody. Hope you are all well in quarantine still. Today is Thursday, as usual, as we bring these out weekly. I am here in quarantine, not in my pajama pants this time, as I have typically been the last few weeks. I just want to touch base. The real estate numbers for March came out. As we are now in April, and the numbers showed very increased demand. They showed increases from February 2020. They showed increases in sales from March of 2019. So all we saw from the numbers were basically, for the most part, increases which were generated at the first half of March. As we've said in prior videos, end of 2019 and the first 3 months or 2.5 months almost of 2020 started to ramp up very quickly, and we were seeing a lot more activity, more listings on, a lot more sales. It was bordering over into a seller's market again. Multiple offers were back in a lot of cases, kind of entry-level condos as well as entry-level detached. So we were getting a lot of momentum into March, which I've stated in prior videos, and all the statistics, I'm not going to go into the exact numbers. There's links for that. I'll link it in the bottom of the YouTube video here after, but the numbers did increase by way of sales from the month prior, February 2020, as well as March 2019, of course, because March 2019 was one of those down years. We were down for about a year at that point, almost into our year and basically 9 months of softening after the new taxes and so forth were brought in before. So the numbers came out. The numbers showed very positive things because they were all up. However, again, that was the first half of the month. Things are still going. As I stated last week, we have been declared an essential service, which is very Vancouver of us. I don't actually know if that's a federal mandate or just provincial. Is what it is either way, but provincially, of course, is all that affects us directly or myself directly. So realtors, like I said last week again, notary publics, the land titles, moving companies are still out doing their thing. Of course, when there's face-to-face contact with people, obviously the moving companies, we're no longer allowed to do open houses, which is a good thing. But when we are allowed to do private showings with kind of extreme precaution and a laundry list of things to do, gloves, masks, don't touch anything, hand sanitizer, so on and so forth, keeping minimum amount of people in the home, all that sort of stuff at one time, obviously social distancing within the home. Excuse me. So all these things are taking place now. So the market is still going. Again, like I said last week, I think we're looking at the numbers. We're at about kind of a third of what we were the month prior, and even the first 2 weeks of March as kind of the real ramp up continued and then started to taper off when, of course, the home quarantining and all that started kicking in. Created numbers larger than the month prior and year over year. So it was a very strong month in general, comparatively. However, it would have been drastically stronger had we not been in this circumstance. So this has cooled it again. Things are still moving. There's extreme precautions being taken place when there is face-to-face contact. There's a lot more digital stuff going on now. So digital open houses, virtual open houses are much more common now. If you want to look at this home, the virtual open house is Friday on Facebook at this on this page at 5, that sort of thing. So doing everything that we kind of can not to get face-to-face, but of course when it comes down to it, we can get face-to-face if needed with, of course, the right safety and precautions being taken every step of the way. Other than that, the sentiment in the market right now, from what we're seeing, again, is pretty paused. There's still people out and about looking, and the reason for that is they understand that they're comfortable with the precautions that are being taken when they are physically getting into places, and they understand that from the prior market, there's no competition right now for the most part. So we haven't really seen a direct reflection and pricing yet. Same thing I stated last week, but there's definitely less competition than there was. Now, of course, we're going to get comments. I'm going to get comments on this video of it's better to wait, and economically it's going to be better down the road. Of course, these things are all very potential. Naturally, no one has a crystal ball, nor do I, or of course the people that are going to make those negative economic comments on the video. But that argument makes sense. So does things picking up where they left off, as money is just cheaper and people still have the motivation to do something, and anyone's belief in Vancouver real estate as a performing asset, as you're going to have to put money somewhere at the end of this. Ideally not cash, but everyone has their own opinion. I'm not giving investment advice, of course. But I think at the end of this, it could go both ways. There's people motivated now to do what they want to do and get in, and they can. There's people that have to do things that sold in the last market and still need to purchase, so they still can. There's people that are trying to take advantage of this lull to get in without competition, as I said, and not have to fight that uphill battle that they were starting to get into again. So there's people out and about for their own reasons doing that. Again, it's never smart or great advice to try and pick tops and pick bottoms. You just have to do what you need to do with your own circumstance. So there are people out and about, but for the most part, the market is on pause. So, and by pause, I say that word specifically because I don't use the word decline specifically because we haven't seen really any price fluctuation down at this stage based on this COVID and what we're going through. So I like to use the word pause because it's kind of, there's still listings out there. There's a lot of people that have waited to list that are on the sidelines. There's a lot of people that have stopped their buying searches that are on the sidelines. But the properties that are out there, we're not seeing reduce. We're seeing properties being taken off the market. I mean, you've got some little reductions here and there, but definitely nothing drastic to write home about that, okay, we're tumbling back at this point. So it is still moving. There are people out there for their reasons. And yeah, it's essentially been paused for the most part as activity is still trickling through, but has slowed severely from the massive gains in activity that we saw at the beginning of the month, which is what the new March numbers are based off of. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to give any sort of economic forecast. I don't like to do that because I don't have a crystal ball. Everyone picks their roads of information to use. Can you hear that? That's the 7 o'clock cheer for the healthcare workers. Amazing people, of course, which we need right now. And I hope everyone is at home as I am, in quarantine as I am. And I'm going to try and get Ben on one of these. We'll do a joint quarantine call, video call for the next one, hopefully. We can get his voice back on here and a little bit of insight from him as well. But yeah, that's basically where we're at today. The market's essentially on pause, but still moving slowly but surely. No one has a crystal ball, of course. There are good arguments that the market could go both ways after this whole thing is done. When this whole thing is done is just as a large bone of contention as any other question at this point. How long are we going to be in this for? How long is this going to last? What's it going to look like on the other side? No one knows, and I don't either. So that's that. I'm going to leave it there. Stay positive. Hopefully everyone is still good. I know there's people out there who have lost jobs. I know there's a lot of people that are sent home working from home. I know plenty of people that are working from home now. Luckily, many more that are doing that than have actually lost their jobs. So obviously there's both out there. And of course, much luck and everything to anyone who is in a dire circumstance right now or already. And of course, the government subsidy programs are out there. And I think we'll be progressing as we go forward. Yeah, good luck to everyone. Hope everyone is safe, healthy, and well. Try and avoid those Costco lineouts whenever you can. It's still crazy. And yeah, best of luck to everyone out there, and we'll see you in a week. Bye for now.